I have been toying around with the idea of bringing a lot of the images I see of our beautiful African indigenous architecture to life. And I thought working on a 3D render project might help bring the vision to life. So I ran a small test. I took these two photos of the Bamikele architecture from Cameroon, and I hired a designer from Fiverr to work on a 3D render. And before I show you the end results, here was my thought process during the design phase. The reason why I took these two photos, it's because the first one, it shows how the home blends nicely with the environment, and then the second one, I thought it was just perfect because it shows the beautiful details of the home. Once I picked the photos, I went ahead and chose a video that was an inspiration for the environment. And the reason why I chose this particular video, it reminded me of a village or an African village, and I thought it was also closer to the original environment that I saw on the first photo. So I shared this with the designer, and here are the final results. Please let me know what you think. I personally think this was a valid first attempt. I'd love to work on a more detailed render, maybe with real life sized dimensions of the house that people can potentially take and build today. I hope to include a bill of materials, how people source for local resources ethically, and where to get the builders. I think a project like this could really help bring our indigenous African architecture to life and hopefully inspire today's generation to build, in this style. If you'd like to be a part of this project, here are a few ways you can support. First, I think the big thing is to share ideas on how you think the next design iteration should look like. For instance, how many rooms should the home have? What type of family should live here? For me, it's very important to honor the integrity of the Bamikele design and the culture. So I have included a few videos in the description box. I would really highly recommend you go watch those videos. Just try to learn a little bit about the design aspect, how Bamikele people build their homes, why they choose certain things, and the culture in general. Try to educate yourself before you share ideas. The second way you can support the project is, frankly, just consider maybe becoming a member of even hyping the video to help grow the channel. I'll be honest, it cost me roughly $60 to just get this 2-minute 3D render, and I think it will cost at least a few $1,000s just to work on a complete high fidelity 3D render to showcase real life sized images of the home and correct dimensions, include bill of materials. That's a project that could be very expensive. So if there's any way that you can support, I will appreciate. Lastly, If you're a designer out there or an architect and you'd love to collaborate and work on a project like this, please check the description box for my email. My goal is to just, make sure that we come together, build knowledge, digitize our knowledge, but also try to make it have its appeal for a modern day generation. And I also don't want to do this and keep the information. My desire is that I will provide this information for free, or even at a very, very significant low cost, so that there's no gatekeeping. So that's the third way that you could support this.